Thanks everybody for attending. We're going to be talking about an opportunity that I am so thankful to be a part of and is making me money every single day. And that opportunity is called Texit. So I'm about to share with you my screen. I've updated the presentation so it shouldn't have anything cut off now. It should all be very well professionally laid out. And today we're not going to be going through any videos. Today I'm just going to go straight through the presentation. And then we're going to do another call on Texit where if you guys want to watch some of the videos we watched last week, we can. So, um, Texit, I'm just going to be playing with you guys. This is your opportunity to mine the 2020s Bitcoin. Okay. Andrew, do you know when the project actually started?
I believe it was January 2024 was the first mine. I could be wrong by a month or two, but I
And
believe it
was
was
the
January
crowdfunding at the same time?
2024.
Were they doing crowdfunding too? Did they start it at the same time or did they wait till later?
Yeah, I mean, so this started, I mean, we can get into this if you want, but the founder, Bobby Gray, do your research on him. He's been in precious metals for a long time. This literally started in Bobby's garage with Robbie, who you met, who you and Madison got to meet a couple weeks ago, and a couple of his buddies on Saturday mornings. Just having coffee and talking about crypto and literally starting off with some like used L3 mines in Bobby's garage. They were screaming 120 degrees in the garage and that's when it started. Bobby mined the first block. I think it was January 2024.
Okay, gotcha. And then somewhere down the line, him and Rob decided we should do a crowdfunding project.
Yeah,
And
it was always going to be that way. Um, So his buddies got in. He just said, "Hey, pay me $1,000 for the mine. I'm going to pay you a commission, and we're going to promote the coin." And now we're here, 18 months later, when it was 3 cents or 6 cents or something
yeah,
on that day, and now we're up over $4. It's been a wild ride, and the plan's been working.
well, you all heard it here, folks. First, folks, that's we'll talk more about the opportunity here, but that's some great background because it's really the people that matter, guys. This crypto is literally worthless without people. There's nothing without people. Business, nothing. So, speaking of people, my name is Brendon Jackson. I am I am a wealth share specialist, meaning I am specialized in a form of economic opportunity called wealth sharing, where the more you share, the more you earn, and there's no more feeling of being sold stuff or feeling obligated to stuff. This isn't the no obligation stuff you see on the life insurance commercials. This is real wealth sharing. So I'm the managing partner of Jackson Vanguard LP. I'm also the educational director for Vanguard Academy, and I'm here with my co-host Andrew. He's one of the Texit leaders. I believe they call us the Rangers, and he's a co-founder of PRFT. That is our specialized group for people that are looking to get into opportunities like Texit. It's a great community to be a part of. Uh, um, but really, the question is why are you guys here? People are looking for opportunities like Texit because they're tired of being broke. They're tired of working for cash trash. Um, I always remember every day I log into my Texit app when I had the opportunity to mine Bitcoin and I didn't. Okay, so every time I look at my coin, every time I look at my app, I'm thinking, thank goodness I got a second chance because I kick myself in the butt every day with the Bitcoin holdings that I sold at like a couple grand. All right, that was the bee's knees. So
Everybody's got that story.
yeah, at least I didn't buy a pizza for 10,000 Bitcoin. That's pretty rough. Um, yeah, that's $1 billion right now. Wah, wah. Um, so y'all are here because you're ready for a new early adoption coin that's actually going to have steady growth and not just be a meme coin that's going to skyrocket for one day and then tank. All right. This isn't a get in as fast as you can type of opportunity, although there is a sense of urgency. This is a build sustaining wealth opportunity. All right. You want real passive income if you're in this presentation. You want actual asset appreciation. You don't just want speculation. Okay, you want to become wealthy to prioritize what matters in your life, to prioritize your family, to prioritize experiences, to prioritize being able to take the time away from working for dollars and to growing and developing yourself. Hopefully, you're taking the time to grow spiritually as well. That's really the only reason we should strive for wealth, so that we can actually benefit others in a way that's actually going to be beneficial for them. This is not just giving money away to the homeless. Okay, this is actually providing an opportunity for you to actually make things happen in your life for yourself and for other people. Okay? Texit Texit's mission is to empower everyday people through a community-based crypto mining project, and it builds real lasting wealth. We're combining honest and asset-backed digital currency with the strength of the Texas crypto-friendly laws and relatively cheap energy. All right, it's not cheap, but in the US, it's relatively cheap. Texit aims to restore financial independence, create shared prosperity, and return the power of wealth creation to the people. This was designed for Texans because Texas is basically running half the US's economy. We have Texas, Florida, and California are basically making the vast majority of the economy. And Texas takes on a good portion of that, especially being on the border. Because it's on the border, it sees the most economic activity in the country. And it's also where I'm from. So go figure. All right. We've had a huge takeoff in a year. I believe you said the first year, Andrew, it took a year to get 10,000 people to participate. And in what, 3 months, we're at almost 40,000 people?
Yeah, so I joined back in July. I was miner 10,335. So, yeah, let's just call the first block, just for simplicity, January 1st, 2024. So it took 18 months or 17 months, whatever, to get to 10,000 miners. And in 3 months now we're to almost 40,000.
There you go. So we're seeing a three times increase in 3 months. So we're seeing on average 100% a month growth right now on the platform. I know a bunch of people just won some cars as part of the promotion. One of these cars is here at the bottom. They won like what, a dozen cars they gave out?
No, they're giving out 30, I think 35.
Right, and they awarded like half of them so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're giving out 35 supercars with the Texit wrap on it. Literally, the last meeting that we had, they didn't even have all of them wrapped yet. They have all the cards, and it's taking. They still have to wrap them all, so they're moving so fast, and people are earning these promotions so rapidly and so quickly that we're anticipating by sometime in the middle of next year being out of mining capacity to sell. Um, oh, this was announced today, so this was added to the presentation. Um, uh, Coin is adding Texit to their platform to trade, so that means we'll have 6 markets that Texit can be traded on, and right now we're totaling around 300K a day in trading volume, so that's really good.
Yeah,
Really,
and we
really good.
got we got two more. We've got one exchange. When that hits, it's a bigger trading volume than Coinbase. That's coming soon. And then there was another one that's already been approved. We're just in those final days of getting that one on there. So probably within this month, I would expect another 2 to 3 exchanges that will be on.
Yeah, so that's just going to increase trading activity. That's going to increase liquidity because you have people putting in Tether and putting in that most people trade with USDT. So the circulating, whenever people want to trade Texit, if they're on an exchange, they're going to have to use USDT. So that adds to the liquidity of the coin. And we want that. That's what we want. Okay. Why should I mine Texit? Okay. Well, it's entering mass adoption where we're having people, not only are a lot of people getting on the mining project, but we already have businesses in Texas that are accepting Texit for payment. So we're already having regular people using it in everyday transactions, and it's going to spread across the entire United States. It's not just going to be in Texas. Um, Texit is also a rapidly appreciating asset, and I use the word rapidly pretty literally because if you look at where it started to where it's at right now, the amount of growth it took to Bitcoin to reach this level took way longer, right? When Bitcoin was only a few cents, once it started getting up to the $3, $4 range, that took about 5 years. This one took 18 months. So huge, huge difference. Okay. This was back just a couple weeks ago. Right now, we're hovering at about $4 still. But as you can see, this is healthy economic activity. Bobby was talking about this on our last founders call. A lot of the market, for the most part, is doing this redlining. So you see over the last 3 months here on the right hand chart, you just see, oh, flat line, little spike, flat line, little spike, flat line. Well, now these spikes and these ups and downs as it's consolidating here, this market fluctuation is very healthy. That means we have people buying and we have people taking liquidation positions and we have people, the market has come to a consensus on the price so far, but it's barely trading right now in terms of on open markets. Most of the coin is being held in coin in cold storage, like with one of these. So, uh, really healthy market. The market cap's actually higher than when I made this presentation. Um, and then this is the path to 16. However, Madison, if you could chime in, you told me that they've changed this projection, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, you'll see it on the next slide where it talks a little bit about their projections for the value of it. But this was their revenue in just 1 week on the left, and then on the right is where it shows just like how the revenue is lining up to match that $16 projection currently. But they're looking at it going farther.
Yep. So to support 379, they have a liquidity of 5 million. We're seeing the price above that, so we're meeting our targets. But yeah, just last week, I don't know. Yeah, I think they've updated it. So Madison, next time, let's keep updating these
Yeah, we
numbers.
were working on it. I don't think they've released the financial report yet this week. I would
Okay.
assume we would see that very, very soon.
Well, whenever we do this again, we'll update these numbers. But when I did this presentation last week, we did we did $7 million in a week, and I'm pretty sure last week was like 5 or 6 million. It's pretty close. We're averaging right now
Mm.
in the last month. We're averaging $5 million a month in funds raised. So freaking
Yeah,
five
if
million
I
a week.
could
Sorry,
if I could point something out, maybe we can open up the chat for just a couple seconds here. Just a
please.
quick show of hands. If you go back to that chart for just a second. All right, so pay attention to where we are right now, October 2025. The price, our floor price was 379. November 1st, it's going to go to 529. So I'll just ask, throw up a hand or put something in the chat if you would like an almost $2. If you got a $2, if your boss came to you right now and said, "Hey, good job, you're getting a $2 raise per hour," y'all would be excited. Um, you know, we're going to hit almost double, not almost double, but a 1.5x is in just the next 2 weeks. So just think about that excitement. If you got in tonight, we're sitting about 379 on November 1st, you're getting a pay raise on all the coins that you just have been accumulated this whole month. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, yeah. Who does that make sense? What Andrew just said? If it doesn't make sense, I also want you to know. Yes. Okay. Great. Oh yeah, Michelle. We're actually going to be getting the last of Michelle's 9 pack done. I have all the crypto finally settled. Took a dang week to
Yeah.
settle the crypto, but we're getting everybody with accounts to start getting their crypto and holding it themselves. So really excited for that. Uh, yes, exactly, Rob. You're going to buy into a seat and then you're going to be getting daily mining rewards for being a participant in the crowdfunded TXC mining project. And so we'll talk about that here in just a second. Let's see. So it really could go beyond 16 by February. With the revenue that's coming in, it's looking much more likely to be $22 by February, just by the way things are moving. Since they're announcing that on 9/22, that was, I guess, a while ago. So they had a new goal to reach $80 by February. So we're being super conservative here with some of the old projections, but it's highly likely it won't be 16 by February. It's going to be much higher than that because by that time we'll probably have already been well past halfway capacity on mining power,
Well,
you know?
and here's where we get the $80. Okay. So $16 is the goal by February. The reason why 16 is our target is because that's the second when we hit that price point. That's the day that we hit $1 billion market cap. So when you hit $1 billion market cap, that's when the big exchanges like Coinbase and Binance start to and the Robin Hoods of the world, they start to recognize you and start bringing you onto their exchanges. So if you go back and look at big projects like Ethereum and Bitcoin and Solana, as soon as they hit that $1 billion market cap, no company ever gets valued at pegged at a 1-to-1 value. So if you've got $1 billion coin, when you get valued as a company, they're looking at how much revenue you're bringing in every month. Most of those projects I just mentioned, their valuation was 20x on average. We're taking a very conservative 4x valuation on there just to be conservative. So that's how we're getting that $80 valuation by February.
Yeah. I just read something that Tesla's traded at 127 times multiple of its revenue. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
So Nvidia's at 50 times, and then the rest of the big tech guys are at between 30 and 40 times revenue is what they trade at. So that means that investors are speculating that even though it's making, let's say, $1 billion a year, they believe that the company is evaluated at 30, 40, even 1.2 trillion or 127 billion. That's how they think on the stock market. And those, you could argue that Tesla really doesn't deserve that valuation. Personally, I think their cars are not very good. And I don't know what else they do besides make cars. And Toyota makes 10 times the amount of cars Tesla does, and it's worth a tenth of its share price. So that just that just shows you that if a coin like Texit actually has a real application, the value is going to be just as high as the speculative assets like Tesla. All right, let's see. Just trying to answer that in the chat for you guys. So, when you join the Texit program, you get to be a part of 138 years of daily returns. Okay. Um, Maddie, are these numbers still? I'm pretty sure are these still accurate? These numbers? I bet you
We're
is still.
still waiting on that financial report, so I think when they share that, it'll show the members.
Yeah, we're already at about over 15% capacity in terms of how many miners we have funded so far.
Yeah, we're over 15%, correct. 15.3%.
There you go. So 15.3, and we're closer to 40K miners
Yeah,
uh, in terms of the
38.3.
dang. Every day it grows by at least 500 people.
Yeah.
Miners here. So miners here in this presentation means mining capacity. I don't want to get too technical today. If you become a miner, the minor is a proper noun for the person who joined. All right, so just to make it, I got confused for a little while. I was like, oh, the hat. There's that many members, but they average about 4 units per member about right now. Okay, so really that's it for the presentation. I'm going by Andrew's great advice, which is less is more. least amount of words and just getting in front of as many people as you can. So if this is something you want to be a part of, where you get daily mining rewards and you get to hold an appreciating asset, uh, I'm going to request that you get with the person who referred you. So if you found me directly on social media, then just go ahead and get with me on whatever platform you connected on me with. Or if someone brought you here today, please share this with them. Uh, I can help you if you need help onboarding your new members. Me and Andrew are here to assist you. We're going to try to be doing this all the time because it's going to get to the point where people are constantly sharing and people know the value and they have that sense of urgency and they take it seriously. So for those people, I'm going to be trying to run this as much as I can. In fact, I want to get to the point where I'm running this presentation on autopilot. So I'll come up with a fun script to do it. But really, this is the end of the presentation. So unless anybody has any questions, then if you're ready to start, then let's go ahead and get with who here is new? Who here has yet to see this presentation? I'm pretty sure we have some new faces in here. I know a lot of Robs. I wonder which Rob. I, I
Oh,
wanted to.
yeah, let me preface. We're Brendon and I are about to jump on a miners only call here at 7 o'clock Eastern with the founder. Think of this as our weekly board meeting where they share the financial updates, the new marketing type of promotions going on. Like last week, we just learned, or 2 weeks ago, we just learned that we became the official sponsor of the Dallas Stars. So we get those notifications. We get to talk and ask questions to the founder and to the leadership team Tuesday nights at 7. That is only, I'll repeat, that is only for people who are active miners. So if you were to get in tonight, we would get you that link. If you got in tomorrow, we'll get you that link for next week's.
Yep, and then I'm gonna upload this to YouTube so that way you guys can share it with your friends, and then we'll have a form to fill out. So that way, if you refer it to your friends, I'm gonna know who brought you, right? The form will ask who referred you. They're gonna put your name, and then I'll give you a shout, and I'll either walk you through the onboarding process, or you can just do it yourself. It's very easy. It's a lot easier than the trading robot, ain't it? The onboarding process for Texit is infinitely easier than the other opportunity I have. So if you're already in that, then Texit is literally you don't have to do any work. I'm
Yeah, and
talking
there's no 130 and 730 codes coming either. I mean, it's we're making coins in our sleep.
every day, yeah, and it comes at night. So literally while you sleep is usually when it hits. And I like to stay up until it hits just to see how much I got and then I go to sleep. It's fun. One thing I want to add before we wrap up today, will there be a link for us miners? Yeah, Michelle, where for the people who are not in PRFT, Andrew, where do they go to find that weekly call?
Madison, I'll go ahead and send you that link. And if you want to get it to everybody,
Yeah, Madison is going to be leading guys, just so you know. We're going to be creating a group for the ladies. And Madison is going to be the leader of that group because we have a lot of ladies coming, and you guys deserve attention from someone who has your same life experience. So we're going to be giving that guys to you here very soon. Me and Madison have so much to catch up on. So that being said, Madison will get you that link, Michelle, and Andrew's forwarding that over.
yeah,
So you can be a part of that founders call. It's every Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern time. 6 o'clock Central. I know you're in Central, Michelle. So 6 o'clock every Tuesday is that founders call. And Bobby usually goes about a good 2 hours. He's
yeah,
usually going 2 hours because he's got a bunch of updates, a bunch of he has a lot to cover, but he does it really fast and really efficiently. I really love the way he does it. So, all right, guys. So if
Do
there's nothing else,
we
just
want to answer just a couple questions I saw in the
let's go
chat?
ahead.
Hey, Rob, so the difference between Rob's asking, what's the difference between holding and mining? So
Great.
holding would be more of if you were to just go buy the coins. on an exchange, and you're just holding on to them. You're not getting more coins every night unless you're actually physically purchasing them. So you would be holding on to those coins and not selling because you feel like it's going to go up in value. On the mining, you're getting those coins every single night. You are owning a percentage of the output of the mine. So think of it like coins being the golden eggs, and the miner is the goose that is laying the golden eggs. Does that make sense, Rob?
You could also think of a piece of real estate. If you just buy a piece of real estate, it may appreciate, but if you rent it out, it's cash flowing. And Texit, it is guaranteed to cash flow every day, and it doesn't require any maintenance like real estate does. But Texit Coin is still anticipated to appreciate. So you get the appreciation power for holding the asset, and you get the daily cash flow. And you're if you want to liquidate your piece of real estate, you got to get a agent or you got to sell to a private party at a discount. All right, if you want to liquidate quickly. If you want to liquidate Texit, we have literally exchanges or one
We'll
thing I
buy it
wanted
from you.
yeah, we one thing I wanted to mention before we go is that these projects encourage people to create a private market. When I entered Texit, because Bobby has a gold and silver background, he allowed me to trade, because it's really a trade. You could say I bought it, but really I traded silver for more mining power, right? So that was a private market exchange. When I first signed up, they tried to let people do ACH, but when I filled out that form, I already knew 95% of people are going to get this form wrong. And it leaves so much room for error. Crypto leaves only user error. Use only user error is the cause with crypto. There's no, oh, the bank said this or someone else didn't like this. No, it's just you and your phone or you and your device, and everything is instant now and everything's transparent. So this is great because not only is crypto transparent in and of itself, but this project shows you where the funds are being allocated when you become a investor, where what percentage allocation they go to, where in the world people are participating, and it shows you our mining output because they're putting out new machines as fast as they can get them in their hands. They're plugging in these machines and getting their mining going. All right, they're using cool liquid cooling technology, all kinds of cool stuff like nerds like me like to see.
And I
Okay.
think the coolest thing, Brendan, is this is just project one for Texit. When the mine's closed, it's closed for Texit Coin. That does not mean we can't make another coin. That's the advantage of being miners. So we're already in talks of what's a Florida coin look like. Um, we're when this mine closes down in Texas, we are automatically going to start another one. And I think it's in Thailand or in Asia somewhere. They're
Right.
going to allow 10% of the people mining Texas coin to jump in on that one. So um, the community side of it is very exciting because if you just want to mine and not pay attention to the calls and stuff, you can absolutely do that.
Yep.
But we're gonna have a Tuesday night call as soon as this one's closed, and he's gonna say, "Hey, we got room for 10% on this Thailand one. Who wants in?" To get it in at 6 cents to be on the ground of that
And
one.
that's separate from the potential Florida coin. Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, just so you know, guys, I'm voting for the name to be Flexit for the Florida coin. That's my vote. If any of you guys are in Texit and it gets to the point where Bobby starts taking suggestions, just tell him Flexit. Okay, it's literally gonna blow up because Texas and Florida have a very reciprocal relationship.
Yeah.
Pretty much all the people that I do business with are either from Texas or Florida. Like, and it's amazing. So yeah, what Andrew is getting at is that um uh if you become a part of this, you get first dibs on all the other projects that Bobby's going to be involved in. And just seeing the success of his first project is going to be feasibility for the success of the future ones. So, uh, Any other questions or comments before we close? Hopefully, I kept it short enough, Andrew.
No, that was good.
Great. So this will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. So once it is uploaded, you can share it with anyone you want so they can see the opportunity. And then please just go ahead and get in contact. If you brought someone here today, make sure you get in contact with the person you referred today. If you didn't refer any people, I'm going to start doing incentives for bringing in people to these calls. All right. I'm going to start doing cash giveaways. So there's going to be cash giveaways. We'll give away some Texit. We'll give away. I'll figure out what we're going to give away, but we're going to give away stuff that I know y'all want to really start bringing in the people to see this opportunity.